Hi everyone, it's MikaHell. Today I'm gonna teach you how to do head balance. Before we start this tutorial, let's start by a clear fact. Even if you're not bored, you can learn head balance. I saw people with dreadlocks, with beanie, with long hair, with short hair, learning head balance. The other one, head spin and head roll, are a different game, but for head balance, that's accessible to everyone, and actually you can do exactly the same that I'm doing here with the contact stuff, or with other tool, also like a contact ball or other props. So it's a cool skill to learn anyway. The good thing with dragon stuff is that head balance is way easier than with a contact ball or with a staff or any other props. But it's also one of the most visual because it's really big. It's something where you can like have a lot of freedom of movement to do like maybe some tribal fusion. You can have ability maybe seeing video or dance or anything, any silly game you want. It's really stable, it's visual, easy to learn, awesome. So this video is the first one of a series of 3 with head balance, head spin, head roll, and now I'm going to explain you the difference. So if I place the dragon on the center of my head, this position or either this position, in both cases the dragon staff is static and is not spinning. So it's simply a head balance. And no matter what you do, if you move around or even if you turn with it, this is still a head balance. If we add on a spin, it's gonna look like this. It's almost like a palm spin, but on our head. But as you can maybe see, the dragon is spinning but not rolling, because the roll is the third one. The head roll will look like this. So you can see it's off center, and also we add this roll into it. I take time to show you that because for accessing a head roll or a head spin is gonna require either to have the good hair or like maybe have a hat or something. But head balance, everybody can access to it. And if you want to be good at head spin or head roll, you need to work on your head balance first. So that's why it's the first one of the series and the one that everybody can learn. As usual, we will have different sections in this video. The first one is about how to find your center and work around it, how to gain control there. Second part will be some little play on how to either move your body or move in space and gain control around it. And the third section is a little game called the clock. Will help you to have fun and go from one position to another. First section, find your center. There's different ways to find your center here. Personally, I like to be precise, so I simply take the middle, place it on the middle of my head. And here, before we go on the topic, even if your head is like a lemon shape, you are the center. And the more you will spend time with, the more your head will be like a peanut, and you will have more like a place where you really feel your center. Because actually the skin of your head is a bit squishy, and the more you will spend time there, first more you will feel what's happening there, you will gain control. But also, like especially for people who do contact ball, you actually make a hole in your head. It's coming back after a while, like it's not forever, but so as you know, no matter the shape of your head, you can do head balance. There's like, I saw everyone able to do it. So personally, I like to take it here, place it in the middle. A mirror can help also for that. Some people like to do it with 2 hands like this and place it. Personally, I find maybe this is a tiny bit more visual, but it's also sometimes less precise. So what you want is try to find a place where it's staying. It might balance a bit, but then don't use your hand. They can start to actually move a tiny bit your head. And as you will be really focused, I ask you to do something here. Relax, breathe into it, because try to imagine that now the dragon is part of you, almost like if you can breathe into the dragon. And take the weight of the dragon on your head, try to feel it, and if it's not perfectly straight, you see, you can just balancing out, and step by step you will gain control there. So that will be your first position. Another important aspect, keep looking straight in front of you. Don't look on the ground. When we look on the ground, we have tendency to lose our sense of balance, and here is really important, and you're looking in front, but with my peripheral view, I can still see them on the side. You see what I mean? And it's like slacklining. If you keep your eyes in front, you will have a better sense of balance than if you are looking on the ground. So, this is one position of the dragon. You see for me, I'm really on the middle of my head. Maybe you feel a bit more comfortable in front, try to find your spot. Personally, I think just always going to the middle there is where there is like the equal distance from the front, from both sides is the easiest. But the second position we need to work on to find our center is to place our dragon staff now with the head facing in front of us. And then here, the balance will be a bit different because now the dragon staff can roll right and left, so it's a bit different. Like you will also need to learn to control and not start to roll. And here, this is where there's your center of focus for your eyes. This is where the balance is happening. And this is really important to work as well on this point of balance. I will try to, I will keep a diagonal here. And that's your second position you want to work on as well as the first one. And as I said in the first part, just breathe, relax. You don't need to stress yourself more. And in the next part, I will see what can we do to learn some control and play around. Now we're in the second section, and we're gonna add some little games. Because now that you have your staff on your head, great. What am I doing? We definitely look like an elk or a moose with like these big things on our head. But what do we do there? Personally, I like to play some little games to gain control and to have fun with it. And the first one will be to stand still and to learn to move our body while keeping the dragon on our head and so our head isolated. And so for there, you can go for anything you want. Personally, I like to have a bit like some sneaky movements, to move around, to move my arm. Can be anything you like to do, but by doing this, you are actually starting to relax and be able to dissociate the fact that you are doing something with your head different than you are doing with your body. Seems easy, but it's actually more tricky than you think. And also to move a bit up, down. You can do squats if you want. You can even do some push-up. I already did that also just to gain some control and to have fun there. And of course, everything I'm saying here is valuable for this position, but also for the straight one. Both work. And here, really try to challenge yourself. See how much you can go dance. If you know how to twerk, you can even twerk. Anything, but you try to stay in a position and challenge your balance while gaining freedom of moving with your arm. And if you even like to do like tribal fusion or some touching dance, everything can work really good with this exercise. For this one, really put a song that you like, put the staff on your head and try to keep it as long as you can on your head while dancing, moving, doing anything you like to do, and see how much you can manage to do while keeping it straight on your head. That would be a good exercise to go for. Second exercise will be to again place the staff on our head. I mean, we are doing head balance, but this time we're gonna stop being still on our foot and we're gonna move in space, moving front, back, to the side, moving down, all those, now we are using the space around us. And here you see that I was just like still moving like on straight lines. But if we want to start to move in a circular motion, what we can do and keep the head balance, what we can do is simply putting your head here, hand, and starting to turn around. So like this I'm creating a circular motion, but I can keep the head balanced. You see, I'm still in the alignment with the stuff, and I move around, and I keep looking around to keep a sense of balance, and when I want to stop, I can just stop the stuff. And so like this, you are learning also to move around while keeping your staff on your head without the staff making a head spin. What I shared here was really easy example, but you can jump, do some dance motion that you know, for example, like if you can do some barrel or anything, try to see how much you can do while having the staff on your head. Sometimes I just have the fun also to go and catch my drink and drink while I'm still having the staff on my head. Or I go and walk for going to my grocery with the staff on my head. Some people were doing like, for example, contact ball balance whilst climbing a rope. Anything, you can try to see how much freedom you can gain. This is a really cool challenge, and it looks sometimes really ridiculous from the outside. Driving a bike with a head balance is a really good exercise, and you can be sure that everybody around will have a really great day seeing you passing by. What just happened here? And now we're on the last section of this tutorial, which will be the clock. So the idea of the clock is pretty simple. I've been taught from a juggler who gave me this idea. So we start on a position, it can be this one or the other, it doesn't matter. And what we will do is we're gonna work with quarter, half, and full turn. What is a quarter? This is a quarter. I simply keep the dragon staff in space, and I'm moving under by just doing quarter of a circle. And you see here, the important thing is I try to keep my body and my head steady, and it's actually my hips with guiding. It's not so easy to always keep your head steady, but by making those little work, you can switch from position to another and gain control like this. Here I did only quarters, but if we follow the same logic, from the quarter, we can go for the half. And the more we work by a small piece to another, more we can make it fluid. And just move around under the dragon staff while trying to keep it still as possible. And obviously, when this is something, when you master the quarters, the half, you can go for a full one. Obviously, the full one is not easy, it's still something I don't properly master. But by doing so, you're really gaining a lot of control around your head, and you are also giving your body and brain an understanding of what's happening and how much balance is changing. Because coming from that sense of balance, then there and having a change of focus, then again and there, it's more difficult than it looks like. So the clock is a good exercise for that. It will also put shape in what you're doing and not just randomly trying things. And this is the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any question, please let me know in the comments below. And then there will be also next tutorials coming around head spin and head roll for the one who want to keep this adventure around head balancing. And I'll see you in the next one.